And now, you would like to take the floor. The Honourable Prime Minister would also like to make a contribution. And afterwards, I will invite Professor Biman.
No.
He will be making his contribution. No, you go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir. I didn't know he was on Zoom. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have a very serious matter before the House. We have the honourable members of the Privileges Committee deliberate on the matter of privilege brought up by an honourable member, an honourable minister of the House. And we have the recommendations from the Privileges Committee. Speaker, sir, just as a matter of logic, I would say that the honourable leader of the opposition does not have or will not get any benefit. Will not get any benefit if he apologizes to His Excellency the President, or if he issues a public apology within 48 hours. So he could rightly say whether I apologize or not, I'm still going to be suspended for 3 years. The Speaker, the Honourable and Learned Attorney General has highlighted the number of cases we have had in the past. And the various awards given to those offending members over time. We have heard that the Honourable Leader of the Opposition has openly stated that he does not value mataningasau or apologies. So, if he was to be forced to do a mataningasau, he could satisfy this, but then for him, there is no benefit, Mr. Speaker, sir. Apologize to Senga, Tumba. Apologize to the public or not, Tumba. I wish the committee had put a proviso that if he elects to apologize, then there would be a reduction in the severity of the award. I'm not a lawyer, sir, but I think there are certain things that can be taken in mitigation before the judge awards his the sentence. My Honourable Deputy Prime Minister has highlighted the importance of the dignity and the decorum of the House. And I contribute to that view. We must maintain the dignity and the decorum of this Honourable House. And the language we use must be in keeping with the status we project to the people who voted us as leaders. Mr. Speaker, sir, I sent a former officer back to farewell the former officer back on his way back to New York. And I told him about the discussion we had outside the Hilton Hotel of Washington Hilton after a prayer breakfast where I had promised those that were there, 4,500 kings, presidents, prime ministers, and leaders from all over the world who had congregated to pray with the President of the United States. Where two colleagues from Kosovo had given their testimony about coming together after trying to kill each other in the same sector in the civil war, with the United Nations coming in and brokering a ceasefire and then supervising general elections, where each went to opposite parties and won their seats and sat on opposite sides of the House. But they saw each other. One would come and would see the one already in the dining hall during parliamentary session praying. So they got around to asking, I saw you praying. One of them was a Muslim and wasn't. One is a Muslim and one is a Christian. He said, yes, I pray. Who do you pray to? I pray to Allah. And you? I pray to God through Jesus. We started talking and they decided to agree to just fellowship together in the name of Jesus, whom they both know, they both understand, they both studied the character of. So they became very good friends. They came, and that night at the final dinner, they gave their testimony, and the person who was supposed to close the dinner, the speaker, sir, did not turn up. So the organizers asked me to close the dinner. And I had not prepared an address. But I picked up from where they had left off, about coming together in the name of Jesus. And they became great friends and worked across the floor of Parliament to facilitate some of the major decisions that Kosovo had to arrive at to ensure a stable future for the country. I told the gathering that night that I was going to come back and would come, and when I heard them using the name Kosovo, pronouncing it as Kosovo, I told the gathering that night, we have a Fijian word. It's Kosovo, which means cross over. And I promised them that night that I was going to cross over from my side. All of them knew that I had conducted a coup in 1987. And I promised them that I would go cross over from my side as the aggressor of the coup to the aggrieved. Some saw me as a victor in the coup. And I promised them I would cross over from my side as the victor to the other side of the victims. And when we met the following morning, Philip told me, sir, I hope you can go and do that. So I came back and did that. Ratu Neletka was president. I took back to him the tambua that was presented to me by the senior officers in the army to install me in Ratu Neletka's position. I went down to Home Affairs, where Rotepeli Ngenlau was the Minister for Home Affairs. Took one big tambua to him too and apologized. The Turambal Tirakau had passed on then, and then the Kainana had also died. So I asked Rotepeli, please, pass these on to your siblings. And then that afternoon, I went across to Visese. Ratulilo had gone back to the village and was there as Tiwunda. I also presented to him one kamananga as my apology or maternal sorrow to the Vanua Wunda, Visese, Winsei, particularly to the family of the late Dr. Timothy Mawandra, Tauke Werrada. I came back feeling very good. And in the meantime, I went on apologizing to people until people, even after people told me, stop apologizing. So apologizing really has not meant much to some people. They think we're wasting our time when we apologize. But sir, His Excellency the President is the Turang Balti Madwata. And you are the Turang Balti. And we have heard today the efforts of the coalition government to bring back Ambasilevo Turang. And it was Ambasilevo Turang that accepted our actions in 1987 and forgave us. And that forgiveness became the provisions for immunity in the 1990 and then the 1997 Constitution. It came from the hearts and the soul of the Ambasilevo Turang. It was a motion moved by the late Bainimarama and the Lady Lalamara, for them to forgive me and my soldiers, some of whom are here in the House, for what we had done in 1987. So for me personally, Mr. Speaker, sir, apologies and Viva Turangataki are very important. Just as I spoke about the language this morning, the importance of one's own language, whether it's Hindi or Wasawagaviti, they demonstrate, they are the heart, they are the essence of the character of a person and a people. But there is no provision for leniency or a more lenient award if the Honorable Leader of the Opposition does 2, 712 or 713. For him, and if you really believe that there is no point apologizing, he will be, we'll confirm to him there is no point in apologizing. You apologize or not, you're suspended anyway. I do not know about procedures at this time, whether we can insert or make an amendment to this, or we do not have that power. I do not know, Mr. Speaker, sir. But I believe that apologies, Viva Turangataki, that you have, and the Turang Balti Madwata, they can speak up. You can be the great chief you are and exercise that inherent mercy, not required of you by any law. I know, Mr. Speaker, sir, that I'm probably a lone voice on this side of the House. But I can afford to say that because I have been forgiven. Many times. The highest or the most serious offense that can be committed in a country is treason. And I was forgiven. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Our Prime Minister.